Well, in the simplest of terms, he didn't catch it because in the process of trying to complete the catch, he was going to the ground on his own. And when you're doing that, you have to hold on to the ball when you hit the ground. If the ball hits the ground and then comes loose, the pass is incomplete. Regardless of whether you reach out to try to gain another half a yard, if you're going to the ground, not on your feet and then knock to the ground, if you're going to the ground, forget the steps, forget the knee, forget the elbow. You have to hold on the ball throughout the contact with the ground. And so the way they have rewritten the rule, not to change the rule, but to give some examples of what is a catch and no catch, that plays even more incomplete now than it was then.
Some of the critics would say that, you know, he still made a quote-unquote football move. You don't see it.
Football move does not, in effect, when you are going to the ground. Football move, yes, when you're on your feet. So we get control on your feet, 2 feet down. Then football move, if you want to call it that, taking extra steps, turning upfield, but you're not going to the ground. And that's the difference. And that's the first thing when you try to analyze what is a catch and what is not a catch. Is the player on his feet or is he headed toward the ground? And if you're headed toward the ground, the rule's different. You got to hold on.
Well, one more question. What would you say is the hardest part about officiating a Super Bowl?
Well, I mean, it's just getting over the butterflies. I mean, quite frankly, you know that there are upwards of 150 million people watching. You know that the way you perform as officials for this game may determine what people think about officiating, you know, in the off season. If you have a game with the controversy that was like with the Steelers-Seattle Seahawks game, you know, people talked about officiating all off season long. So you hope that it's not at all, officiating isn't a part of, you know, of the game and that they go unnoticed and then it won't be talked about.